Hi, welcome to today's diary entry. In my last entry, I told you a little bit about the battles and the wars that I'd been having with my flat, where I turned into a door. No, I don't mean turned into a door. Obviously, I've remained human throughout. I'm not a door. I turned into a door. You can still see the bump on my head. Actually, it doesn't hurt now, but the lump hasn't gone down. And randomly managed to cut my leg without even realising. Well, today I've discovered a cut on my toe that I don't remember doing. However, I assume that I've done it at some point in the night because I woke up at about 6 o'clock this morning to find a nice little pool of blood at the bottom of my bed. Which was mostly annoying because I'd only just put new bed sheets on. But more than that, bit weird, isn't it, to wake up and be not in a pool of blood, but your foot in a little pool of blood or small patch of blood, about that much blood. Anyway, I've somehow managed to cut my toe in my sleep. It was fine when I went to bed. Woke up, blood all over the bottom of the bed. Don't know why. So I'm quite convinced now that in a sort of similar way to like Beauty and the Beast, where she's in a castle where all the objects come to life, I think that's happening here, only my flat is a bit more like Toy Story in the sense that when I'm awake and conscious and you know, I'm looking around, they don't move, the furniture doesn't come to life, but it does when I'm not conscious, yeah? So I'm somewhere between Beauty and the Beast's castle, the Beast's castle, and Toy Story, but in a sinister sort of trying to harm me kind of way. So, so if I don't make it through the next few weeks, seriously consider that it could be the furniture, because this is getting a bit silly now. In other news, other objects in my life that are causing me problems, my car battery completely died a few days ago. In hindsight, it probably was going, but I hadn't really noticed because you don't tend to notice when you're driving every day. But my car has been sitting there now, mostly not being used, for most of the week. And when I am making journeys, I'm not really going far. And really, again, in hindsight, it's easy to think, isn't it? But what I'm actually doing is as I'm taking out more power from the battery than I'm putting in, because my car isn't really getting to normal operating temperature when I finish my journey. So that's been a problem because I turned the key in the car the other day on my way out and nothing at all, absolutely dead. So I've got myself a new battery, all sorted, but that's money I didn't intend on spending. But it's probably going to happen to a lot of people, isn't it? It's the business to be in right now is anything like to do with car batteries, because how many people have cars sitting on the drive that either aren't being used at all, or like me, you're only using them to get to and from a local shop, in which case you're not letting the battery recharge, or not fully anyway. So, if you're looking for a business, if you're a bit entrepreneurial, get yourself into the car battery business. That's definitely the place to be, because Halfords are making a killing based on what I spent anyway, and that was the cheapest one. In terms of buying stuff as well, not very happy. I ordered something for my son's birthday, which was 5 weeks ago now. I probably ordered it about 7 weeks ago in truth. So his birthday came and went, and this one item still hadn't arrived. So I raised a query with eBay. You can sort of raise it with their contact centre, and they will take up the issue and obviously make a judgment call as to whether or not you get a refund. Well, it went on and on and on, and this issue, this dispute, ended up being sort of thrown out. eBay said I wasn't entitled to a refund. And when I looked into it, they had contacted the seller, and the seller had provided tracking information which proved the item had turned up. Now, the item, according to the tracking information, was about 2.5 weeks later than it should have been. But even if you allow for the fact that coronavirus has disrupted the whole world's logistics systems and it's going to be late delivery, fine. I put my postcode in on that tracking information just to make sure that it was delivered to my house on the date that it said, and it came up as password invalid. Postcode invalid. So it wasn't my postcode on the tracking information. So I went back to the seller and sort of raised that as a point of saying, this isn't my postcode. This tracking information is not for my address. And they replied, and I believe it's a British company, so I don't think it's a language barrier in this case. And they replied and said, all you need to do is go to the tracking information on Hermes' website and put in this code. Completely ignored the fact that in my message to them, I'd said, this is what I've done. It's clearly not my postcode. Can you look into it? And they came back to me with that. So I replied and said, yes, I understand how to do it. My query with you is not how, it's the, can you explain why my postcode is coming up as invalid? To which they have not replied in 2 days, and eBay have already closed the case. So, not happy, but absolutely not giving up. I'm not giving up. Unlike, I might add, the Bill Gates incidents, which they do appear to have given up on now. I've not had any replies to my emails, and I've now sent 3 emails, which looks a little bit desperate. Not had anything back there, so I don't give up on these things. I'm going to keep fighting that, and I'm going to keep going, and in this case I am going to get my £12.99 back. It's just a matter of how long it takes, isn't it? So I'm going to go and send off another harshly worded message to them, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Yats imusiwa.